Hello there, Quirky Guy here, your favourite database haver and Whooper lover. I am getting ready because I'm doing a big, massive update of the Island of Ireland card show database this evening, just because quite a few have popped up recently. So I'm going to do a big, massive add-on, just because it's the middle of the month. There's some coming up in March, April. I have some for later in the year. So I just said, look, I'll do it all this evening to relax, because that's my idea of relaxation. But as I was doing this prep, I noticed that there are quite a few shows coming up over the next couple of weeks. Like this time, well, not this time, next week, but next weekend we have the Dublin Card Show. The weekend after that we have Dublin Comic Con, and there's a couple of big shows in April as well, and there's a show or two in March. This is just off the top of my head. But ahead of these shows, I am doing a PSA, right? Not a grading, but a public service announcement. This is how to be your vendor's favourite customer of the day when it comes to selling your cards. Because as someone who has priced cards before at busy shows, there are some things people do that will make me want to just bend the card in half and just be like, oh no, look, the value's gone, which I haven't done. I've been tempted, but I have not done it. But yeah, I just very quick, there's no editing on this. This is literally just I am sitting down and I'm explaining to you what to do to get the best deal you can on your cards, and to get your vendors who you're trading with in a good mood, just because yeah, it's going to be busy at those shows. So time is money, money is more cards, because that's the goal. We go to these things to do cards, we go to hang out, and if you're swamped waiting for people to price your cards, or if you're waiting, if you're a vendor and you have just a massive backlog of cards to price, it's a nightmare. So these are Kai's top tips for getting the best rapport going if you're trading cards. First tip, tip 1, top loaders. Take off the top loaders, please, especially if you have not got penny sleeves. First of all before top loaders, forget top loaders. Tip 1, clear sleeves. If I have to take the card out of the sleeve to see the whole card, it's automatically put me in a bad mood, and it's added extra time, especially if there's a massive pile. So, clear sleeves, I can see the back, I can see the front, boom, job done, great condition. Next, oh, there's a crease on the back, okay, not as good condition. It just saves so much time. And at the end of cons, sometimes, especially if they're in top loaders, again, please don't have the top, unless it's 100, 200 euro plus in value. Do not have them in top loaders. Have them in a little box or something if you want to protect them. But by the time you get to the stall, do not have them in top loaders. And honestly, especially, don't have them in binders. Because if I have to go through and pull out all the cards from a binder, I will not be in a good mood. And then that's gonna, affect the rapport. And if you wanna, haggle a bit on the total, or, trying to trade later on, or trying to buy cards, you want a better deal, I'm gonna remember, oh, you made me pull 100 cards out of top loaders and out back sleeves. So I'll remember that. Because by the end of a con, right, if everything has been top loaded and I've had to pull cards out of top loaders, my nails are destroyed. I can't remember where it was, but my fingers are genuinely bleeding a bit at the bottom from how just destroyed they were from top loaders. So please, clear card sleeves, penny sleeves, the cheap ones you get 100 for €3, just penny sleeves. As long as I can see the back clearly and the front clearly, that's a good card sleeve. Top loaders, unless it is expensive. €100. If it's a nice card, I'll let it slide. If it's just like, if it's barely €100, I'll look at you a bit weird. But yeah, literally just Ultra Pro, boom, bang, job done. Second, third, fourth, I don't know what we're at this point. Again, the binders, they're lovely. I love when someone comes in and is like, hey, I want to sell a whole lot of cards. Because I do like pricing cards, because that is kind of how my brain works. I'm very good at seeing a card and knowing off the top of my head how much that card is, and I like just comparing the price charts. So I really should get into actual investing instead of Pokemon. But, you know. But yeah, if I'm using my vintage collection for some reason. I think I'm just showing off the base set Charizard. But if you come in with just a whole thing of cards and you say just take it all, you will not get the best price, because if there is a load of cards in the folder and there's already a backlog, the quickest thing I know a lot of vendors do is they will just guess. Unless there is something they know is a higher value card, they will kind of just look at, like, gauge a rough price for the whole thing. Just based on, okay, there's this many X's, there's this many, like, lower end IRs, this many SIRs, that kind of thing. It's just, it's inconvenient for everyone involved. And it brings me to my next point of knowing what your cards are worth. People come in and they're like, oh, what's this worth? And they haven't a clue. And then when you give them the price, they'll get annoyed that it's not as much they're thinking, or, oh, but I looked at this website and it was this much, and like, oh, but I don't want a percentage, I want the full amount. So this is the best way to price cards in my experience from selling on Card Market myself, pricing cards for other people, and just looking at what I've seen at different shows / stalls or whatever. 1. Use Card Market. The other websites, like price charting in them, they're all fine, but they use the American market, which is a lot more susceptible to influence and to price gouging and scalping than the European market is, because obviously Europe is so big and diverse, and there's like all the subcultures, like obviously the Irish Pokemon scene, like there's a good chunk of us who are all like good friends. Like it's their own little ecosystems, whereas in America you have a lot less of that, and you have these big massive Pokemon celebrities, which we have our like Kraken Dinos, our Marys, Cerulean Sisters, our Tony Pokebundles, Ron Collects, Alan Jumping Jack, and I will just keep naming people. But we have our people that we all love and adore, and they're wonderful. But it's just on a completely different scale over there. And I'm, you know, as someone who's been recognised a couple of times, I'm fine with not being that famous, personally. But yeah, likes of like the Psyduck promo. People are like, oh, it's like Taylor Swift, and then the price immediately jumped. Just the American markets are a lot more susceptible to that. So I personally would always recommend going with Card Market. It's European, you know, you don't have the American influence, and you have the smaller bubbles of the EU and the wider Europe. It's just a lot more diverse. You'll get a better average than you would in America, because it's all just gobbledygook, where it tends to be fairly consistent across country in the EU. Second, for Card Market, make sure you filter by English. Unless if you are selling an English card, make sure the language is English, because I usually will automatically filter by English, so I'll remove every other language. I've seen people do this, but they put it as they only want to buy cards from England. Don't do that. Make sure the language is English. It doesn't matter what the country's from, it's just make sure it's English. The third tip, I think, getting an actual price. So the way I know a lot of vendors do it, the way I tend to go off it myself if I'm pricing cards, again for myself or again I've done it for other people, is the lowest near mint English, if it's English, or like whatever condition. But let's just say it's, you know, you open the pack, like regular English pack of Pokemon. You got something good. You got the Magikarp from Paldea evolved. Great condition, like pack fresh, no scratches or anything. The lowest near mint card market English. And you just see what that is. But look at the next couple as well. Like if there's a massive difference between the lowest and the second lowest, like have a good look and like see if like, oh, after the second lowest it averages out a bit. Because I've seen cards where the lowest is a $5, the second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth are all like 10, 11, 12, 10, 12, 11. And so I was like, okay, that's the better price. So yeah, lowest near mint English, unless there's like a significant gap. Like €1 or €2 isn't that, like if you're selling a load of cards, it isn't going to make that much of a difference, especially if there's older stuff and quality is a bit dicey. But yeah, that's tip 4. Know the quality of the cards. Card Market is very good. They do have a chart and they have it where you can filter by the quality. But obviously Card Market is people who've put up the cards and it is subjective. So if you're unsure, ask a vendor, ask your mate who is obsessed with grading, or just even just look up tutorials or like Google images and you might be able to kind of figure it out. The condition yourself from that, but yeah, make sure you have the right condition, because I have, again, I am fully flexing my base set Charizard, which is a lovely card, but beautiful. So it looks like it's been just scraped and scratched and it's been through the wash. The back, it's triple sleeved, so it's not the best, but it's like, so the damage there, it's stained at the back, like it's definitely like some kid from the 90s card. I got that for about 80 quid 2 years ago because of the quality. Like that new, like in mint condition, would be hundreds if not thousands of euro, but because of the condition, it was 80 quid, which still at the time I was shocked that I'd spent that much on one card. Like this was when I was first like properly getting into the TCG. I was like, oh my god, I spent €80 on one card, oh my god. And now I wouldn't bat an eye. Honestly, I think anything under 200 for a card I wouldn't bat an eye on. But yeah, condition is very important. Even if you're buying, if it is just like what I have for the basic Charizard, where it's just owning it is enough, like for my vintage collection, I'll try get it in the best quality possible. But also vintage can be very expensive. Like I have a lot of the WotC promos. I'm collecting all of Southern Ireland, so I do have to be very like flexible with the quality. So like for the newer stuff, I will always go near mint, maybe excellent. But yeah, for the vintage, so long as it looks decent enough, as long as it's not in shreds and it looks okay in the binder, then that's enough for me. Tip 5, if you are coming in with a rake of cards, like I'm talking like 20, 30, 40 cards, have them pre-priced and have a list of all the cards and their price next to it, like the lowest near mint. So let's say we'll just get Vaporeon again. So Vaporeon, I know when I bought it was 44, so I'm gonna guess it's about like, we'll say it's €40 just for the sake of argument. What you do, you can write name of the card, so Vaporeon EX. Then at the bottom, this is going to be your key if we can focus, to pricing cards, card market. No, we can't see. There is, at the bottom of every card, there is a little black box with a alphanumeric code, and then there is some numbers next to it. This is your set name and the card number in this thing. So Vaporeon here is from SV8A, which I know is Strassel Festival, the Japanese version of Prismatic, and it is card number 205. Again, you can't see, but follow along at home, pick up your nearest card and look. So yeah, there's a number in a white box that is the regulation format for the TCG that it is playable in, or it's first introduced. It's the TCG, I'm not sure fully. The black box is the set it is from. So again, this is SV8A, Strassel Festival. And then 205 out of 187. So this is card number 205, and it is it's number 205 in Strassel Festival, and there is 187 cards in the base set of Terastal, not including like IRs, SIRs, it's just the very base. And then Japanese, there's usually letters. English, it's usually a little symbol, that is your rarity. So SAR is a special art rare, which is the Japanese equivalent of a special illustration rare, or an SIR. Yeah, if we look at some simplified Chinese, I got little Eevee. Again, we're not going to see very well, but yeah, there's a little star there instead of a letters, but that star, the 3 stars, is the SIR things, like the really special ones in the gem sets. So yeah, so just having on your list when you go in, card name, set name, so the SV8A, card number, so that's the 205. You don't need to put the second number, just the first number, the 205. Forget the 187, or whichever card you're playing along with at home. And then the lowest no mint card market price, to in euro round down, just because it's easier for doing maths. Yeah, that's my best advice. Kind of just like to the nearest euro. That would be my best advice. So if you have a load of cards, you can go in and be like, hello, these are all my cards. You can look at the quality of them. They're all only in penny sleeves. They're not in top loaders. They're not in art sleeves, so you can't see the back. They're clear penny sleeves. They're not in top loaders. They're just in this box. You can look at the quality. Here is the lowest near mint language version on Card Market. Here is the total. You can look, just like check yourself, do the prices look right? Is there anything you want to double check? And it just speeds up that process so much more. I have personally given people better deals that have done this, just because like I've been slammed for like 2 hours, and then eventually someone comes in and is like, hey, here's a list of everything, and it's done right. That is genuine. I've cried before when someone's handed me a list. So yeah, list is good. We love a list. So I think that might be it for, last tip, percentages. It is near unheard of for you to get 100% of your total. So let's say the total value of all your cards priced up, lowest near mint, English, or Japanese, or simplified Chinese, whatever it is 100 euro for your 10 cards or whatever. You will rarely get that 100 euro. Vendors will do a percentage. The standards that I've seen across like a lot of vendors is 80% for trade credit and 70% for cash. That's just what I've seen a lot. I've seen people do 90-80. I've seen 70, 60. It'll depend on the event, it'll depend on how busy it is, it will depend on the vendor's own preference, on stock, on the state of the Pokemon market, the bubble. There are so many things, so you can always ask the vendor. Usually they'll just say, this is your trade price, this is your cash price. It's just so that, you know, at the end of the day, vendors, as much as a lot of them do, like I know I've sold a lot of cards on Card Market. It is great, like selling Pokemon cards. I love doing it. At the end of the day, a lot of these people, you know, you have to pay that. You have to pay for your food, your transport. You have to pay for your table at the cons. At the end of the day, these are businesses. They do need to make a little bit of profit. So you won't get the full amount the cards are worth. If that is something that is completely unforgivable to you, go sell on Card Market or eBay. You know, it's like if you fully are adamant that you have to get 100% of the card's total values, go sell it yourself. Like, that's just how this works. Also, those platforms take a percentage, so you're still not going to get 100 purely. It's also like convenience. It's like you can just offload all your cards there and you're done with them. But yeah, no. So you won't get the full 100%. That's normal. If someone is giving you 100% value for your cards, to like if you're trading them in or you're selling them, look at them a bit just closer, you know, just like just check they're registered with revenue and stuff, because I know a couple of people, I'm not naming names because I'm not that vindictive or petty or anything, but I do know of a couple of vendors who don't register with VAT or revenue or anything, and they do give lower prices because of that, because they don't have to worry about paying VAT, which is kind of, you know, tax evasion. Anyway, yeah, their business, they do have to make a profit, they do have to pay VAT. It's like with America, if you get me, like they don't have their sales tax added to the price, whereas like Ireland, VAT is included in the price of your chocolate bar or your shopping, whatever. In America, it isn't. So it's kind of just that thing of like, this is the price you're getting, and then they have to add VAT onto it once it's been sold, once they have it. So yeah, to summarize, how to get the best rapport and get your best value for money and trade deal shenanigans with your vendor. 1, if you take nothing else from this video, because it has just been me rambling for 25 minutes, clear penny sleeves. I want to see the front of the card, I want to see the back of the card, I want to see the front, I want to see the back. If I can't see the front and back, I have given people stacks of card back before to unsleeve if I've been busy. Like, someone has come up to me before with just like a massive pile of top-loaded card art back sleeves, and I gave them back and I said, come back once those are unsleeved, because I didn't have time. Along that line, top loaders, unless it is the Magic Art from Paldean, base set Charizard, Illustrator Pikachu, unless it is one of like the higher end cards, I do not want to see the top loader. The top loader, if you give me a massive stack of top loaders and I don't give them back to you, you will have to pay for me to get my nails done. I don't like getting my nails done, but like, I have like damage to my fingers. I'm not trying to flip you off, I'm sorry. But I have damage to some of my fingers where I've just kind of ripped them a bit from just undoing top loaders for ages. So yeah, please use them as sparingly as possible. Like the Sun Bryon or the Moon Bryon, good, top load that. That's great. Your €5 illustration rare does not need to be top loaded unless it's Wooper. Wooper needs to be protected at all cost. But unless it's like, again, 100 maybe, 200 plus is kind of the line of when you should start top loading, in my opinion. So, third, do not give binders if you want the most accurate pricing. Unless your vendor has absolutely nothing to do, they will not price every single card individually. They will give a guesstimate unless they need to. They have no idea what a card is roughly worth. So they've gotten 10 versions of the same card in all day. They're going to know at a glance what that's going to be. So if you want the most accurate pricing, take them out of the folder. And state very clearly at the start whether or not you want the folder back, because that also makes a difference. Don't be afraid to say, hey, don't take those cards. Personally, take the cards you want to sell out of the folder and keep the cards you want to keep in the folder. That way you do not have the issue of accidentally selling a card you wanted. Card market. Slabs is a whole other story. Slabs sold Europe. Like, just go through the latest sold, get a rough average. For card market, lowest near mint English for the majority of cards. If there's a massive difference, go with the like more common one. There's also little charts. That will take them from all languages. Just look at the English prices. Have the figure written down to the nearest euro. Have the list with the card name, the set code, the card number, and the price. Total that up. If you hand that to your vendor, they will thank you. You will get a better deal on any trades you do or haggling. And yeah, don't be surprised that you're not getting your full 100% value, because that's just poor business or tax evasion, depending on who it is. And yeah, also, your vendors want snacks. At busy shows like Dublin, or like the Dublin Card Show, Ireland Card Show, Crystal can get very busy. Comic Cons, it is very busy. Like, I've been at days in the marina where I sat down at 10:30. I did not stand up until 4:30. So if you know your vendor likes a specific drink, just, bring them that. If you they like specific sweet or snack, bring them that. Just like a little like, hey, appreciate ya. I'm a big fan of a bottle of Coke every now and again. And I like most, I'm not too fussy when it comes to sweets. Just FYI, in case that ever becomes up. Or cards as well. If you have any Whoopers, please, I'll take them. But yeah, that, in my experience, is how to get the best bang for your buck, how to have the best, least stressful time, how to waste the least amount of time possible when buying, trading, selling with vendors. Just have your stuff easy to see, easy to access, pre-priced, have a rough idea of what you want for them, have them just be ready, and just be nice. Like, vendors, even if they're stressed, right, usually they'll be down for the chat just because it makes the time go faster, even though time does fly when you're there, but sometimes you just need a chat to stop yourself from melting into the floor. But yeah, no, just be nice to your vendors. Like, they love Pokemon as much as you do, to the point where that is their business. It's Pokemon. So yeah, be nice to them. Expect a bit of upcharge from market, just because, again, you have to make a profit if you want to do these things. And just be a good person and don't steal. Stealing's bad. And I will go around with my big journalism TV cameras and film people who steal, and that will be a compilation I will post. This is a threat, so don't steal. Yeah, that is it. Thank you all for listening. Please please follow my advice. Your vendors will thank you for it. If any vendors, if you guys have tips, drop them also in the comments, just because maybe I missed something. This is just from, again, me pricing cards at shows, me pricing cards for myself, but also me being someone who likes to go to card shows and buy and sell and trade. But yeah, if you've got any tips, chuck them down below. And yeah, big update on the database is coming this evening, hopefully, if I have time, because I'm doing a radio broadcast tomorrow, so yeah, that's fun. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I will see you guys at the Dublin Card Show next weekend, and if not, Dublin Comic Con or at other points throughout the year. But yeah, stay safe, stay educated, stay Pokemoning. I'm very tired. I will see you guys. Bye bye.